I'm so grateful for these last 4 years. Thank you all for coming. Graduating class of 2023, we did it. I was thinking back of all of the memories of these last 4 years, kind of moments that brought us together to make us at the class that we are. And I mean, man, how about kicking off the end of our freshman year or internship with a global pandemic, you know? That was cool. Or how about, all of us jumping in and engaging with the Return Conference and jumping in with prophecy rooms. Maybe it was the stress of waiting to the very last week, despite Dave's many pleas, to write our 12-page Romans paper. You can't forget the flood week or the send either. Under that hot, humid tent, getting those untimely breezes of the porta potties next to us. To be an injustice if I didn't mention all of the fasts that we were called to. I didn't know we were allowed to be called to this many fasts. But, speaking of which, the grand pappy of them all that we're in right now. No, but whether it was COVID, the send, or even in just random moments in classes and meetings, I noticed a trend. And the trend was this, that there was a tendency to be interrupted and disrupted. And I wanted to thank you guys for being so willing to be disrupted, for seeing that what the Lord is doing is bigger than any one of us, and that the storyline which he has been weaving through it all is perfect. Dearest friends, as this precious season comes to a close, I want to challenge you guys to hold fast to this lesson that we can glean from, to maintain that willingness to be disrupted, that willingness, that I might add, to see differently. We know the prayer. Paul says in Ephesians 1:17-19, I pray that the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the glorious Father, would give you a spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him, that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened. Paul prays for divine wisdom and understanding, that we would have spiritual eyes to see. We truly need God's grace to see differently. I believe that this perspective will be necessary as these disruptions, as these trials, and even coming persecutions grow in severity and intensity. We need a heavenly gaze. Paul declares in Colossians 3 to set our eyes on things above where Christ is seated. That even in chaos, we would respond like Paul, who I love what he says in Romans 8:18. Paul, shipwrecked, stoned, imprisoned, the whole shebang, you name it. He declares, for I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing to the glory that's going to be revealed. Through abiding in him, I believe that the Lord wants to equip us so that our hearts truly would not be troubled, that we would have a joy and a peace that cannot be shaken by our circumstances, that we would have a confidence in him untouched by the chaos around you. By the grace of God enabling us to see as he sees, I believe that the Lord will shape those of you standing before me to be a Daniel 11:33 people, forerunners who through abiding in him and sitting at his feet, walk in understanding and subsequently instruct many. I believe that the Lord is raising up those of you in front of me, Gideons, weak leaders, weak and uncourageous leaders, to lead his people, that he is calling us, the weak and unqualified, to lead his people, that we would bring glory to his name. As this chapter closes, as our story takes a turn, beloved, don't lose sight. Continue seeking the beauty of the Lord all of your days. Look, even now the Lord is standing and knocking on the doors of your heart. Will you open and answer?